Hello friends, I wanted to share something with you I have not shared before. I think I may have shared on my blog once about buying them, but I think it was more for a wedding. I was using them for a wedding, but I want to share with you about these glow doorknob. You stick them over your doorknob so you can see it in the dark. And I found a bunch of them for like 75 cents on clearance at Walmart one time. And I thought they'd be really fun for my daughter's wedding, and so she had this color blue. Now, you can change the color of them. Purple, I don't know if you can even see the difference. A dark purple, a light purple, and purple always looks weird on this, and blue, and red, and green, and dark green. And so I leave it on blue or green, depending on where it is in the house. But they have a little motion sensor right here, so when it sees motion, it turns on. So when I go through the house at night, I check all the doors. I mean, now that I don't have kids, they don't get open, and if I come in, I lock them. They're always locked. But when I had kids, they'd be coming and going at all hours, and once they were all in, I would run around and check all the doors. And I couldn't see the door locks in the light unless I turned every light on and I went and checked every door specifically, and like I'd have to look really closely and turn all the lights on. So I got these and I put them on all the door handles in the house, and they just battery operated. And there's a magnetic piece that I left the magnetic pieces on the door. They double-sided sticky tape onto the door. I actually use Fun Tack instead of the double-sided sticky tape because I didn't want it to pull any paint off of the door. So I just use a little bit of Fun Tack and put the metal piece on the door with the Fun Tack, and then this has magnets on it and it sticks to that. And I just put the sensor side down, and so what happens when I did that was I could just walk through the house, and when I would walk, the light would turn on and I could see that the doors were locked just by walking past down the hallways and things. And then a couple years later, I saw some more of them for clearance at Walmart, and so I purchased a couple more, and I have them at the end of each hallway in the house. And so when I'm walking down the hallway, I don't have to flip the light switch on to see, because it's just me at home. If I had little kids, I'd worry about it, but it's kind of like a nightlight that's not always on, and it turns on when it's needed. So I put one in the basement for when the kids got up to go to the bathroom at the end of the hall. As soon as they would come out of their rooms, the light would go on, and then they wouldn't have to turn the lights on in the hall, because a lot of times they would forget and leave the hall lights on. So I really have loved these, and I never really thought about it as an emergency preparedness item until this last week. So I had my kids visiting last week, and the grandkids, and I noticed that one of them was kind of going green and blue. It was kind of, the batteries were getting down a little bit. So I replaced it, and then one of the other ones wasn't working as well either, so I replaced the batteries in it. So I replaced the ones in the hallway and the front door. And we had a major power outage for several hours, and it was a big one. And the lights went out. The first thing I did, I literally walked out. It was dark, and I walked out of my room, and this light in the hallway went on, and I was like, oh, I can see. And so I walked down, and then as I walked to the front door, the front door one went on, so I didn't even need a flashlight or my phone or anything. And I walked outside, and it was pitch black except for the solar lights that some people have in their yard. So they gather light during the day and on a battery, and then they are on solar power. So a couple of my neighbors have those, and the only thing I could see in town was a few of those lights that are solar powered. So I thought that was interesting that it was so black. And it was black, and my house was black. So I was really grateful. And then as soon as I came in the front door, I walked to the kitchen area, and I have one going to my garage door, and I have one going to the back door. So everywhere that I went, one of these went on. And then I was cleaning up from my family being home because I was heading out of town, and I had to dump the diapers out of the pails and strip the bedding and take the wet towels and make sure they were washed and everything. But with the power out, I couldn't wash them. So I just want to make sure they were drying, and because I was leaving the next morning. So it was really nice having these. And so I took pictures for my blog of how dark it was without anything. And then the different ones I had green on one of the doors and 2 on the blue. So I took pictures showing how much light comes off of them. So check out my blog, thesecretisgratitude.com, and look at the, look up light doorknob or something in the search box at the bottom of the homepage, and up will come the pictures of how dark it was. I thought about maybe doing a video, but I just didn't. So I just wanted to make this video to share about these, because I've had a lot of people who come to visit, and the front light that I don't have a light for the front foyer area except by the front door. So if they walk out of, like, if they're visiting at night and they're walking and it's gotten dark when they've been here and they're walking towards the front door, before I get to the door to turn the foyer light on, it's dark in the foyer. So they go to touch the door and this light will come on, and they're like, oh, there's your door, there's your lock, there's, you know, because I just automatically lock people. I lock the door all the time. It's always locked, but so that they can get out. And so I thought it was really interesting that that everybody's like, I've never seen that before. That's so cool. I'm going to go get one of those. So it's nice for me. I always have put the batteries in them so that when I'm walking through the house, I know that the door's locked. If somebody's come to the door or whatever, I just usually lock it anyway, but it's just a nice double way for me to check. And then, like, when the power went out, I, instead of using my phone, because I was worried that, the phone company actually called the house and said that they were on it and that they would be working on it, but that the power would be out for a few hours. So instead of wearing my phone down, because I knew I needed it for an alarm in the morning, I thought I just picked one of these off of the door. I literally just grabbed one off of one of the doors that I wouldn't be needing as I walked around the house, and I just used it as a flashlight. As long as there's motion, it stayed on, and so I just carried it with me, and I cleaned up the room where the family was staying, and the bathroom, and cleaned the sinks and everything with this. I was just cleaning up because I knew I was heading out of town for a few days traveling. So it was awesome. I just kind of stuck my hand through it like it was like a bracelet kind of a thing, and I just went to town cleaning. So I got all my cleaning done with no power. It was pretty funny. So I just want to share about that. I know it's a long video for a little thing, but it was really something I had never thought of for emergency preparedness. So and if you use rechargeable batteries in it and have a solar panel recharger, you would have light at night every night with this. It was awesome. So I wanted to share that with you. So check out my blog, thesecretisgratitude.com, and I will post about them and maybe put a link on there where you can get them online. They're fabulous. I have 5 or 6 of them. I think I have one in my trailer too. So, because at night when people get up, it's nice for them to be able to see without having to turn lights on to wake everybody up. So anyway, thanks for watching, thesecretisgratitude.com, and have a blessed day.